What happens when you take elite size, absurd explosiveness, and a first step so violent it makes world-class athletes look like they're standing still? Usually that's the DNA of an NBA superstar, but in the case of Amen Thompson, it feels like something even scarier. At 6 feet 7 inches, he already looks like a glitch in the system. He soars through the air, races end-to-end faster than guards half his size, and smothers entire offenses with his length. Highlight dunks and chase down blocks might get the views, but they're not even the real danger. The scary part is how quickly he's learning how to use all of it. In just his second season, Amen made first-team All-Defense. He's no longer a promising rookie. He's a league-wide problem, and if this is where he's at in year 2, then what's waiting in year 3 might just be the NBA's worst nightmare. When scouts first described Amen Thompson, they didn't talk about polish or patience. They talked about tools, and not just normal tools. Tools that barely exist. A 6'7" guard with a 7-foot wingspan. A top speed clocked at 23 miles per hour. Territory normally reserved for sprinters, not basketball players. Explosiveness that looks like someone pressed turbo on a video game controller. From the moment he touched an NBA floor, the athleticism was undeniable. But raw athleticism isn't rare in the NBA. What makes Amen terrifying is how fast the rest of his game is catching up. He doesn't just dunk on people. He processes plays, anticipates reads, and shuts down actions before they even start. By his sophomore year, he wasn't just an exciting young piece. He was already locking up stars, crushing transition defenses, and looking like one of the most disruptive players in the entire league. But here's the thing. It didn't start smooth. In fact, Amen's rookie year almost went the opposite direction. The Rockets drafted Amen 4th overall in 2023 after he dominated overtime elite. Scouts raved about his freakish athleticism, but they also whispered about his weaknesses. Could he shoot? Could he run an NBA offense? Was he more highlight than substance? His rookie year didn't exactly silence those doubts. An early ankle injury kept him sidelined for weeks. He had to get reps in the G League just to find rhythm. And when he finally returned to the Rockets, the game still looked too fast for him. On paper, his numbers didn't pop, just 9.5 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 2.6 assists. His three-point percentage was a painful 13.8%. He was energetic, but still raw. Then Alperen Sengun went down with a season-ending injury. Suddenly, Amen was forced into the lineup as a small ball forward. That's when the light bulb flicked on. His reads got quicker. His defense became disruptive. The confidence started to show. By the end of the year, the stats were still modest, but the eye test told the truth. Houston had something different. They didn't just draft another athlete. They drafted someone who could change the entire shape of a game. Heading into year 2, the climb wasn't just steady, it was explosive. When the 2024-25 season tipped off, Amen was back on the bench, but it didn't last long. Within weeks, Jabari Smith Jr. went down with a hand injury, and the Rockets handed Amen a starting spot. This time, instead of just filling in, he broke out. Teamed with Tari Eason, the two became known as the Terror Twins. Together, they wreaked havoc on defenses, jumped passing lanes, and brought an energy that turned Houston into a nightmare opponent. The numbers tell the story of his leap. Points jumped from 9.5 to 14.1. Rebounds rose to 8.2. Assists up to 3.8. Steals stayed elite at 1.4. His efficiency? 55.7% from the field, with a true shooting percentage over 60. And the biggest change, that dreaded three-point shot. From 13.8% as a rookie, Amen more than doubled it to 27.5%. Still not elite, but dangerous enough to demand respect. But the Rockets' turnaround shows just how big that leap was. In year 1, they won 22 games. In year 2, they won 52. Second in the Western Conference. That's not just development, that's a detonation. And while Houston's young core all took steps forward, none were bigger than Amen Thompson. But numbers don't even capture the nightmare he became on defense. Defense is where Amen's name started echoing around the league. At 6 feet 7 inches with a 7-foot wingspan, he can defend almost anyone. Point guards can't shake him, wings can't shoot over him, and even centers get stripped when they least expect it. His ability to recover after being screened or beaten is almost supernatural. 1 second he's behind you, the next he's erasing your layup into the stands. His defensive metrics from year 2 are insane. Opponents shot just 40.7% when he was the primary defender, the best mark in the entire NBA among players who defended at least 500 shots. That's not just good, that's historic. Only 6 other players in league history have matched his steal and block rates in a season while committing so few fouls. That list: Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kevin Garnett, Ben Wallace, Anthony Davis, Andrei Kirilenko, and Victor Wembanyama. In the playoffs, Steph Curry felt it firsthand. Amen smothered him, forced turnovers, and even made Kerr pull Curry off the floor in frustration. That's how suffocating his defense became. And remember, this was his second year in the NBA. At 22 years old, he's already one of the most versatile and effective defenders in basketball. But while defense made him famous, his offense quietly started catching up. For all the hype around his defense, Amen's year 2 offense might be the real story. He averaged 14.1 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 3.8 assists. But beyond the raw numbers, the efficiency was the shocking part. He shot nearly 56% from the field, better than most centers. His true shooting cracked 60%. The three-pointer, once a glaring weakness, improved steadily. By the All-Star break, he was hitting 34.8% from deep, near league average. Defenders could no longer sag off him without paying the price. Around the rim, he was violent. Whether cutting for lobs, attacking in transition, or bulldozing through contact, Amen finished plays like a dunk contest finalist. On the glass, he punished teams with putbacks. In the pick and roll with Sengun, he became a lob threat and a secondary creator. He still had raw edges. His handle could tighten. His jumper needed consistency. But the growth was undeniable. And the scary part was that it didn't take years. It happened between one season and the next. But the real test wasn't the regular season. It came under the brightest lights of all. Every year, young players get exposed in the playoffs. The game slows down, defenses tighten, and weaknesses get magnified. Some stars vanish, others rise. Amen Thompson didn't just rise, he broke through. Against Golden State in his first postseason, Amen had a rough start. The tempo rattled him. The Warriors' experience looked like too much. But by Game 4, something clicked. Game 5 was his coming out party. 25 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals, 3 blocks. Only 2 Hall of Famers in NBA history, Hakeem Olajuwon and Rick Barry, have ever posted that kind of line in a playoff game. That's the company Amen joined in his first postseason. He smothered Steph Curry, holding him to 13 points on 4 of 12 shooting while forcing 3 turnovers. By the second half, Kerr had seen enough. Curry was benched as the Rockets ran away with a blowout. In Game 7, Amen put up 24 points and 9 rebounds, leading the Rockets in scoring. Houston lost the series, but Amen proved something bigger. His style of play, chaos, defense, relentless pressure, works when it matters most. And just when fans thought the Rockets' future couldn't look any brighter, Houston made a move that changed everything. The Rockets added Kevin Durant. Yes, the all-time scorer, Finals MVP, and walking bucket. Suddenly, Amen Thompson wasn't just the most terrifying young athlete in the NBA. He had one of the greatest mentors in league history standing right next to him. On the floor, Durant's presence changes everything. Defenses can't overload on Amen anymore. KD draws the top defender every night, opening up driving lanes that Thompson can weaponize. With his first step and freak speed, those lanes might as well be freeways. But the mentorship is even more valuable. Durant has always been intentional about guiding younger stars, pushing them to stay aggressive, stay confident, and stay prepared. Amen now steps into that same pipeline of knowledge that helped shape guys like Anthony Edwards. This isn't Westbrook and Durant all over again. This is smarter, this is faster, and it might be better. Durant shoulders the present. Amen studies, absorbs, and prepares to carry the future. So where does this all leave us? At just 22 years old, Amen Thompson is already one of the best defenders in the world. His combination of speed, length, and instincts puts him in historic company. His offensive game, once considered a weakness, is improving at a frightening rate. And with Kevin Durant beside him, the growth curve only sharpens. He's already first-team All-Defense. He's already swung a playoff series with his energy. And he hasn't even hit his prime. If you've been sleeping on Amen Thompson, this is your final warning. The breakout isn't coming. It's already here, and it's only going to get louder. So the question isn't whether Amen will be a star, it's what kind of monster he'll become. Is he the next Westbrook with defense, a Kawhi with bounce, or something the NBA has never seen before? One thing's for sure, the rest of the league should be terrified. What do you think Amen's ceiling is? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this story isn't stopping anytime soon.